Hello, welcome to Journeys to Cheshire Oral History Project. This project is brought to you by Cheshire, Halton and Warrington Race and Equality Centre, funded by the Heritage Lottery Fund. The project records the oral history of members of the black and minority ethnic communities in Cheshire, communities that have made their homes in Cheshire over the last 50 years. The presentation you're about to see is a short selection of some of the interviews conducted so far for the project. Please enjoy.
My name is Elif Iris Eugenie Harewood. I was born in what was the colony then of British Guyana, in a suburb of Georgetown, and I was the third of my parents' children.
My name is Pritam Singh Tatla. I was born in Malaya, in the state of Johor Bahru. I was born on the 12th October 1938.
My name is Aihua Zhang. I born in Zhengzhou, China. This is middle China, and Zhengzhou is Henan capital.
My name is Hassan Qazi. I was born in India, a place called Dharwar, which is in southern India, precisely the state of Karnataka.
My name is Keiko Gordon. I was born in Nagoya, Japan. I was born 21st of February 1974.
My name is Queen Ming Ling. Yeah.
Oh. And where were you born?
North of China, but it's the Fujian.
Fujian.
Yeah.
Armajit Krinigan. His maiden name was Kaur, because I'm a Sikh girl. Born in Malaya. Mum and Dad were Indian, and then we went to India for a few months, then we came to England.
So I was brought up by my mother's mother on the west coast of Demerara, which was a sugar plantation, which was another thing. I find that there is some attention paid when I say I came from a sugar plantation, because people around here don't meet many people who have actually been brought up on a sugar plantation, which I have done, yeah. In the village, I would say that everyone was in some way connected with sugar. Sugar informed the village. Sugar, even if you did not directly work into sugar, you did all the other things that sugar did. Therefore, my grandfather was a punt captain. He was captain of one of those barges that took the sugar from the plantation when it was made and took it across the short path of the Atlantic Ocean to the big wharves where the sugar was then shipped to England.
My father was a police clerk. He was with the British military establishment at that time. I went to school in Johor Bahru. It was called Government English School, Johor Bahru. Yes, I did wear uniform to school. It was a white shirt and a blue trousers, blue shorts. Daily routine, we used to start school at about 7:45. Over there, we start very early, quite early, and finished about 12:30. So the first thing was the assembly. Anybody who is late, we used to try and hide ourselves somewhere back of it, and when the assembly line people are going back to the classes, we used to follow them, join the queue and get in. We learned English, all of the subjects they were English in the primary classes, and not the language. We had to learn a language when we went up to Form 1. We had to do the Malay language, the local language over there. That was compulsory to pass our test. You got to pass the language to pass your... If you don't pass the language test, you fail the whole test. On my 18th birthday, 12/10/1956, I enlisted into the British Army in Singapore and did my basic training in Nee Soon Garrison, Singapore. 16 weeks basic training.
After I left university, I joined the School of Medicine, and I completed my basic degree of medicine and surgery. That goes for about 5 years. Then after 1 year you have to complete your house surgeoncy to be trained in the various hospitals, and then you are fully qualified. They go for practice. I worked for 2 years in the government services, and then I moved to Africa. I spent in Africa about almost 20 years, and then after spending 20 years in Africa, then I moved to Middle East. I was based in Dubai. I spent 13 years in Dubai. Africa, precisely, I was in Zambia, which is neighboring country to South Africa, bordering country to South Africa.
What was the reason you came to Britain for?
To get married, because I met my husband in Japan.
Ah, right.
And he was about to come back to England. So I decided to come with him. So that's why I came with him. And a year later, we got married.
So your husband's from England?
Yes, yeah, that's right.
And he was working in Japan?
That's right.
Okay, and then you came to England. Okay. So did you come back with him from Japan, or did you come on your own? On the plane?
Was it together or probably separately? My husband came back to England first, and I followed him afterwards.
Right. And you say you first came into Manchester Airport?
That's right.
And then we lived in Karma with some relatives.
In where, sorry?
Karma. Warsaw.
In Warsaw,
Yeah,
a district within
yeah,
Warsaw.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
And what were your first impressions then of Britain when you'd arrived? Because obviously
cold.
It was very different, cold.
Very, very cold. Yeah, really,
cold?
really cold it was, yeah.
And you say you think it was December?
Yes,
Christmas
presents?
presents?
Yeah, we had Christmas presents, but not that many because Mum and Dad didn't celebrate Christmas.
Okay.
But they celebrated it more on the ship as we were travelling.
Right. Have you any idea how long the journey took?
Wow, must have been weeks.
So long.
Must have been, yeah, must have been,
journey.
yeah, it was weeks.
And you say that you noticed that it was cold
Yeah.
when you arrived here. And when you went to school, did you wear traditional Indian clothes?
Oh yes, yeah, we had to wear Indian clothes, we couldn't wear English clothes.
You say that you came to Macclesfield in 1967, was that?
67, or 66 December, 66.
And you've been in Macclesfield
Ever since.
Ever since.
Next day, my brother from Warrington, I had a brother in Warrington as well. He went down. He says, "No, you're coming to Warrington. You see, staying with us over there. You better move to Warrington. It's a much better place."
Tell me then, when did you come to Warrington?
Warrington, I came in 2000.
I live in Humbridge, you know. There's very quiet in the night. And very many people help us when we first arrived in England, and we were happy to live in Cheshire.